My friends, let's do a reading and see what's coming towards you in love. I am grateful for my beautiful life. That's your affirmation right off the get-go, coming down. I'm grateful for my beautiful life. So maybe you're showing a lot of gratitude for the things in your life now. I know right now. I know I am. This morning, I know this is weird. I haven't done a soul tribe reading in a few days and I'm missing my soul tribe. But this morning I was sitting outside having my coffee, watching the birds, and this little bird came underneath the deck right beside me, and when he looked up and he saw me sitting there, he like scooted and did this little adorable little, like he fell on his little bum like a little baby bird. And I remember like, thank you, Spirit, for that beautiful moment with the baby bird. Anyway, you could be someone who's, showing gratitude for everything that's beautiful in your life. There's so much to be grateful for. I know I sound like a high-flying hippie. Maybe I am. I used to joke that I was a hippie. I used to make this joke like, I swear I was a hippie in a past life. Anyway, we do have keep going on the bottom. So whatever this is that you're dealing with, Spirit says keep going. Perseverance, it could feel like an uphill battle. That's what the spiritual journey feels like, especially if you're on a counterpart journey, like it's an uphill battle. Like you're never gonna reach the top. Interesting. I saw this thing about how if you're like spiritually awakening, the journey is not about manifesting a specific thing like a Ferrari. It's about the journey. So even though it feels like an uphill battle, everything that comes after it is worth it. I just have to say that, like I've been doing this for years now. The ego deaths, the questioning it. Am I delusional? Should I give it all up? So many people hit this uphill climb right at the end. Think of the stairs and the Hierophant card and the Light Seers. I always talk about the staircase and about the closer you get to the top of the staircase, the more people, situations will try and push you down from it. You have to keep going. And I also want to mention, like, I'm seeing a very single energy here. I'm not saying that you're single, but what am I trying to say here? This journey is about you. Maybe even coming into union with yourself. Maybe this is going to be a soul tribe reading. I don't know. But you see, this person doesn't have anybody around them. And I'm almost seeing like lower vibrational energy trying to pull that person off their path. So anyway, whatever this is, keep going, Spirit says. You're almost there. Beautiful. There's a lot of shifts going on, That last transit or whatever, like I said, I don't know enough about it to speak confidently about the transit, but I do know that a lot of people are noticing a shift. It was like a shift into your higher timeline, and a lot of people didn't make that jump, and a lot of us wanted people to make that jump with them, but they couldn't. So look around and be thankful and grateful for the people who made that leap with you, the people who are vibing on your level. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about, so let's get into it. We have anxiety. Oh no, are you feeling anxious, my friend? I hear you. I've spent a few days crying these past few days, crying on my bathroom floor. It's highly therapeutic. If you hold in those anxieties and that emotion, it just bubbles up inside of you and becomes worse, more painful. Anyway, I'm sending you love, my friend. I joined Instagram. Anyway, I was talking to a friend yesterday and I said to them, I should really join Instagram. Do you know how many times I've said that? Do you know how many times I've said, I should really join Instagram, just using and again, it's just me stopping myself from living. I don't know what stopped me, So yesterday when I heard myself say that to my friend, I should really join Instagram, my higher self was like, why don't you? What's stopping you? Anyway, beware of scammers, because when I tried to join Instagram, they thought I was a scammer. They were like, we're suspending your account because too many people have made this account. It's like, no, I'm actually this person. I had to appeal it and everything. Anyway, I'm on Instagram. Not that I know what that means. I don't know how it works. But the first two cards we have coming out are clarity. Clarity of mind. Clear thinking, meditate. And sometimes when we're in a situation, it's so hard to see it clearly. until we're out of it and the dust settles and it's like, oh my gosh, I can see things so clearly right now. You could be dealing with an air sign. Whenever this card comes out, I do see communication. I see clarity, clear judgment, cutting through deception. And you know, I don't know what else is going to come out, but you could have been dealing with an air sign. And maybe, you know, I don't even know. I'm just assuming this is about love. I'm just assuming this is about love because, you know, that's what I do for some reason. But we have you kind of going through some type of breakthrough moment here. Once you get clarity, once you get peace of mind. And, you know, I have to say this for myself. I feel like this is a little bit of a soul tribe reading. But this clarity, clear thinking, meditate, you could be feeling, we're aligned. So I'm just going to point this out, is that you could be feeling the need to justify and communicate about something here, especially with that keep going on the bottom. And sometimes, you know, silence and thinking about it and not engaging in that argument is much healthier. Again, if you're aligned with me, there might be a reason because we're on the same wavelength. And right now I'm learning, you know, Wally says hello. Somebody bought me a journal. I'm going to message you. Somebody bought me a journal. Thank you so much. And you bought my darling little catnip toys, which he lost his mind over. Anyway, he's in love with them. So thank you for that. But, you know, I'm a Libra rising. And all my life, I've had this strong sense of justice and feeling like I need to prove my point. And you know what? Sometimes you don't need to prove your point. Sometimes you just have to pull your energy back and think about it, gain clarity. Anyway, this is like Four of Swords energy. So it's like kind of detached, clear thinking. You know, like I said, when you're so involved in a situation, it's hard to see it clearly. So let's see what else comes out. We've got friendship on the bottom. I love it. Listen, I used to... Oh, we've got music. So you could be spending time with friends or you could be connecting with friends over music. I think it's funny that that came out because that's something that I'm doing right now. But you could be focusing on your friendships. You could be focusing on manifesting friendships because I keep telling you guys, if you want love in your life, manifest a spiritual friend. It's magical. You know, it's to have someone that you can message and say, here's how I'm feeling. And I saw these magical numbers and I think Spirit's trying to tell me something. It's magic. So you could be spending a lot of time with your friends, you know. Maybe you've been in a situation where it's kind of taken over your clarity and your peace of mind. My son is being so loud. It's my kid's birthday today. My second set of twins, it's their birthday today. So happy birthday to them. They wanted to play with their toys and I'm like, I'm going to sneak away and do a reading. Anyway, so we have time with friends, have fun, support. So like I said, if you're someone who's lonely or someone who... If you're someone who's lonely or someone who is looking for support in your life, looking for, you know, high vibrational energy, manifest yourself a spiritual bestie. So let's see what else comes out. I like this for you. Oh, we have leaving. See, this is what I'm talking about. I was feeling Four of Swords energy and sometimes you just got to leave. I'll use my mom and dad as an example. I'll just use my mom and dad as an example. You know, sometimes we try to make these relationships work. Sometimes we get in there and try and communicate our worth, try and communicate our truth, but the other person doesn't hear us or is too in their own... Anyway. And sometimes we have no choice but to leave those situations. And I was talking about that transit that we just went through. And basically the things that aren't aligned for you are supposed to be clearing from your life right now. Just because you have to walk away now doesn't mean it's not meant for you. This feels so much like a soul tribe reading. It's interesting. I feel like there's a lot of soul tribe members here. Anyway, this is about leaving things that are no longer vibrationally aligned for you, you know? I'm hearing that TikTok noise, let them walk away. Let them think what they want about you. Stop trying to prove yourself to people. You know who you are. You know, I'm just going to say this, but personally, I have someone, you know, telling me exactly who they think I am. And I know I'm not that person. You know, they tell me, they project onto me, you have no self-confidence. It's like, yes, I do. I've worked very hard on it. I've spent years growing my self-confidence. They tell me, you just did this because you wanted to do that. It's like, no, that's not why I did it. I did it because I don't want to fight. I just want to release what no longer serves me. I want to focus on love and light, you know, not lower vibrational energy, not ego. And it's so hard for me. It's so hard for me not to, because that Libra in me, it's so hard for me not to stay there and defend myself. But what's the point, you know? So you could be feeling that way, you know, you could be releasing people and situations that no longer align with you and no longer see who you truly are or your worth, if that makes any sense. Anyway, this is definitely a soul tribe reading. Forgive me. Spiritual, usually when I do soul tribe readings, you can't see me when I cry. But the spiritual journey is, it's like an uphill battle, and you're going to lose people, and you're going to gain people and situations and things that are meant for you, that are aligned with you. Like I said, not everyone can come with you, but that's okay, because there's other people up there waiting for you. I'm not talking about heaven. I'm talking about a different timeline. I'm talking about a higher timeline. I used to sit and listen to these readings and hear like, oh, if it's meant for you, it'll be, and what's meant for you will come into your life. And I used to be like, okay, whatever. And now I believe it, but it's not instant. And I hate to say this because I don't want to push anybody off their path, but it takes years. It's like healing is never ending. Anyway, so you could be going through that right now, like leaving situations and people, hang on. You could be leaving situations and people that no longer align with you. Family, friends, jobs, coworkers. Twin flame. So for some of you, you could be a counterpart. You could be walking away from your counterpart. Hang on. Once I start crying, my nose does not stop running. So yeah, you could be a counterpart. You know, you could be walking away. Doesn't even have to be your counterpart. You could be walking away from thought patterns, cycles that no longer serve you. Like my cycle is to argue my worth to people, like beg people to stay in my life. Here, this is like, you know, I'm a good person. I'm worthy of love. Pick me, pick me, pick me. So you could be releasing some old patterns, you know, and that's what the whole twin flame journey is about. Maybe you're releasing the twin flame journey. You know, maybe you're hitting the point where you're releasing it to spirit, whatever, like, c'est la vie or whatever. Whatever will be is what I'm hearing. The future's not ours to see, que sera, sera. Anyway, I was wondering if this was going to come out. And you know what? A huge misconception about counterparts is that everybody thinks it's about your counterpart and about union, and it's not. It's about you. It's about learning who you are. When I met my counterpart, I was just a shell of the person that I am now. Now I embody so much more. I was talking to my friend about it. Like, we've spent 30 plus years of our lives hating ourselves. For what reason? I wish I would have found myself and found spirituality years and years ago, but then my life I wouldn't have those twins down there, I think, if that was the case. So I try not to wish things away. But this journey is about you. It's about coming into union with yourself. It's about choosing yourself. It's about knowing your worth. It's about rising like a phoenix. Anyway, Taylor Swift. If you're a counterpart, listen to some Taylor Swift music. Anyway, definitely a soul tribe reading today. Spring could be symbolic separation. Look at that. We have spring and summer. So maybe you and this person, you know, are going through separation right now. Maybe you've been in separation since spring. Look, cycles. What did I say? Cycles. So usually counterparts are stuck in a cycle. Anyway, you could be heavily looking at your cycles. The one thing that I'm seeing in the collective right now is like wrong timing. Like it's not the right time for a lot of counterparts. It's not the right time. And what's happening is all these counterparts, all these feminines are evolving into higher vibrations, and they're leaving their masculine counterparts behind because it's not the right time. And one of the things the feminine does is she tries to control the cycle. She tries to control the outcome. She tries to control everything. And I'm not saying on purpose. Most of it's wounding and subconscious. But you could be really focused on, you could be clear-minded thinking in separation, seeing all these cycles, recognizing the cycles that were yours, recognizing the cycles that weren't yours. Maybe even recognizing cycles within. Like I said, I can be very open with you. A cycle that I'm dealing with right now is trying to prove my worth to people. I don't have to prove my worth to anyone. I know who I am, you know? And the fact that I can allow someone like a parent to come into my life or a counterpart and say, you know, you're not worthy of anything. And I let it overtake my ego mind. It shows me that that's still a cycle I'm working on. I'm being really transparent with you guys right now. So ending past patterns, and sometimes that separation is the only thing to stop the pattern. And silence. We have hope. Don't lose hope. Stay positive and glow up. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. What the heck is happening? I saw a brilliant person on TikTok yesterday, and they were saying, when I see two people break up, she said, I know within 6 months who the guilty party was, because especially in spiritual connections, when it's a spiritual connection, divine counterparts, one person glows up and the other one does not. The other one starts serving karma. The other one starts having tower moments and being the universe trying to wake them up. And then the other one glows up and, you know, ugly duckling into the beautiful swan. Not that the ugly duckling was ever ugly. Caterpillar into a butterfly. Rising from the ashes into that phoenix. So anyway, I think this is very symbolic that you are going through or about to go through a glow up. Queen of Wands energy. You're about to rise. You know, rise like a phoenix. Whatever that means for you. And then we've got autumn here. So it feels like something is happening in autumn here. We're going to get tarot as well, but it's so weird. There's no like anytime I look at the bottom, it's covered. Let's just get one more. Not yet. See, what did I just say? Intuition. Listen to your intuition. And you know what? A lot of the time our intuition is telling us this isn't the right time. This isn't the right job. This isn't the right friendship. This isn't the right whatever. I don't feel good about this. Something feels off. But our ego causes us to ignore it. So we do have not yet. So it's showing that if you are in a counterpart connection, that now isn't the right time, that you're supposed to be phoenixing right now. You're supposed to be glowing up. Anyway, very interesting. It's almost like you have more glowing to do before the time is right. And Spirit's saying, listen to your intuition. Interesting. Not what I was expecting for this reading. It does very much feel like a soul tribe reading. I know I said one more. Spirit's telling me to get one more. We have exercise, so you could be exercising right now if you're aligned with me. Even if you're not exercising, that's fine. I'm one of those people, like when I start doing something, I'm like, why isn't everybody doing it? I always said I wasn't good at being a salesperson, but it's like deep down, that's what my soul wants to do. It wants to like, well, no, I want to heal people. That's what it is. I'm a healer. But I made a deal with myself 2 weeks ago that I was going to start taking better care of myself physically. And every day I've done Pilates, even though it hurts, even though I feel silly sometimes. And you know what? Probably you wouldn't be able to tell. Someone who's, you know, in my life wouldn't be able to tell, but I can tell. It makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel better physically, emotionally. So you could be someone who's, you know, looking at getting into fitness. If you're not, you know, even just walking. You guys know me. When I started my channel, anytime it talked about eating better or working out, I would be like, ugh, and I'd make jokes and laugh. And I would say, I know I'm being triggered. But yeah, this is the energy that this would help you right now, especially if you're going through a glow up. You know, channel your energy into something instead of, you know, overthinking and wanting to prove yourself and like me. Focus on yourself. Put all that energy inwards. Because it feels like whoever you're connected to, it's not the right time. And that doesn't mean it's not the right time forever. It just means that now it's not the right time for them to be in your life because this is the season of you, is what I'm hearing. It's a season of you. We have spring, summer, fall. So it could be that that's how long you need to be in separation. Maybe this person comes back around in the winter. Anyway, take it as it resonates. And we have spying. So we do have somebody watching you because what happens, you start going through a glow up and you start attracting attention from people. And it has nothing to do with physical beauty. It comes from within. I've worked so hard on my confidence. I've worked so hard on it that when someone told me, oh, you just don't have you don't have self-confidence. You just don't feel good about yourself. I was so like, what do you mean? Like, I do feel good about myself. And again, I wanted to prove my point to them, but what's the point? I know I feel good about myself. I don't need to prove that to anybody. I used to freaking hate myself. I used to there were no photos of me. My daughter asked me the other day, why do you take so many selfies now? It's like, well, because before I had kids, I didn't take any selfies because I would look at people who took selfies and I was jealous of them. And I would say, oh, they're just being conceited. Like I would judge them. This spiritual journey, like once you see through that veil, once you drop that veil of judgment, it's just sad. It's just sad how many people are living in La La Land in their ego. It's crazy. Spirit says one more. Fear. So you could have a fear of not being picked. You could have a fear of, because I was saying, pick me, pick me, pick me. You could have a fear that if you let this go, it'll never come back. If you let something go and it doesn't come back, it didn't deserve you anyway. You know? Anyway, interesting reading today. Travel on the bottom. So you could be traveling soon. I'm going to travel. I've stopped saying, I want to do these things. I will do them. That's my, I've changed my outlook. Anyway, I'm traveling in September, so I will be missing for 10 days. But you could be, thinking about traveling. Do it. Travel. Relocate. Travel. Whatever it is that your little heart's telling you to do it. And if your mind is saying, well, maybe I should wait to see if things work out with this person. No. If your mind is like, oh, maybe I should wait until blah, blah, blah. No. I've been saying my entire life that I want to go to Ireland. My entire life. It's my dream to go to Ireland. What's stopping me? Me. I'm stopping me. Anyway, I will go to Ireland. So you could have some travel coming up, or maybe you want to travel, you know. This is the season of you. Do things for yourself. Do things for yourself. So I got this deck yesterday. I picked it out on a whim, intuitively, in a store, and I was feeling stressed because there was a bunch of breakable stuff in the store and my kids were with me. And I was like, I just need to pick a deck. And usually, you know, I pick them by energy. I picked this deck by energy, and it's called the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Guidebook. And I thought it was an oracle deck. So I brought it home and I was like, oh, this is a tarot deck. It says tarot on it. But then on the back, or on the back of the box, it says oracle. So I know, this is Soul Tribe reading, right? Because I'm rambling. Anyway, when I started checking out this deck, it has the major arcana 0 to 21. And then it has each suit. So it has wands, air, fire, air, earth, water. I'm thinking of Captain Planet, if that's symbolic to anyone. Heart! I'm heart! If anybody knows what I'm talking about, yeah, high five. Anyway, it has 1 to 9 in each suit. No 10s and no court cards, but then it has chakra cards. So it is like an oracle deck, but if you know tarot, you can also read it as a tarot deck, which I find really cool. When I was learning, I used to be really intimidated by decks that had, you know, different elements and were laid out differently, but build your confidence, you'll get there. So let's see what comes out of this deck. I chose this deck for myself last night, and I actually want to read you something because Soul Tribe reading. So this thing that I was talking to you about, I want to read to you something, because if you're aligned with me, maybe it's that it's for a reason. So I'm going to read this page to you. Intuition is a powerful ally, and now this is called Seek the Truth, and it's 7 of Swords energy. This is the card that I pulled. And we see, I don't have the card. Well, yeah, I do, because it's right here. I absolutely love tarot. It's such, especially if you're a lonely person, it really does. Having a connection with spirit, very fulfilling, and tarot can help you connect with that. Anyway, here's the card. And remember, I was talking about seeing through ego, seeing through the veil. And this says seek the truth. And I feel called to read this to you because it's Soul Tribe reading. So just give me a moment to put the cards back. Anyway, this deck looks, kind of simple, but I love it. I love it. All right. So, seek the truth. 7 of Swords. Intuition, question, deception, inequity. Intuition is a powerful ally, and now is a good time to follow and trust your inner promptings. Remember your intuition, not the right time. Trust your intuition. It may be that not all is as it seems in some of your relationships. Use your psychic senses to determine which of your associations might be questionable. That's interesting. I'm hearing Tarzan. Are you sure that water is sanitary? It looks questionable to me. Anyway, maybe that's symbolic to someone. Trust in what your intuition is saying right now. As much as you'd like to trust these people or this person, it's important to question their motives. Be cautious about sharing the most private thoughts and feelings in order to avoid allowing yourself to be placed in a vulnerable position. So say less, especially if you're dealing with someone who wants to argue, like there's a reason they call it gray rocking, where you barely say anything back because everything is thrown back at you as like an argument. And that's lower vibrational energy, my friends. That's the ego wanting to be right, wanting to argue, wanting to prove your point. Listen to me. I'm talking about myself here because I'm talking about trying to prove my point to people. That's lower vibrational energy, and I'm not. Anyway. Be wary of one-sided relationships in which the other person is not participating fully or is avoiding obligations and responsibility. Now is the ideal opportunity to get to the bottom of this behavior. And certainly at all times, be sure your role in your relationships is above board and based on honesty. So you could be seeing through that veil. Like I said, once you see through that veil, it's like, it's shocking, it's overwhelming, it's sad, it's, you know, the way that I can describe it perfectly is I was sitting in a restaurant today, enjoying every second with my kids. You know, I've got 4 kids, it's busy. I'm not saying parenthood is easy. But like when you can see through the veil and the people around you are not seeing through the veil and you're sitting in a room full of people who are like high in ego, in low vibrational energy, you know, telling their kids not to cry, like just the stuff that I could hear around me. I was just like, oh my gosh. And we were in the middle of the restaurant and my kids were, you know, acting like themselves and I was laughing at them. Everybody else was like yelling at their kids and it was just anyway, it's hard when you can see through that veil. And it's hard when you're someone who wants to prove a point and stand up for yourself against people who I just keep thinking about my parents. I was laughing because I heard something else, but people who don't want to see through that veil, people who want to argue, people who want to fight, people who want to put you down and tell you how you feel and all of that. Anyway, my son is squeezing like a rubber chicken downstairs. That's all I can hear. Anyway, let's see what you need to hear today about this situation. We've got heart chakra, beautiful. And we've got observe, hanged man energy. So you could be, and look, 4 of Swords, just breathe. So it's really time to focus on yourself here, on reflection, and observe, you know. Silence is golden. People will tell you, I'm seeing a card that I have. People will tell you very quickly who they are if you just stop talking and listen. Like I said, in my situation, I've got someone talking, and I'm barely saying anything, and they're still talking at me, telling me who they think I am when they don't know who I am. And I respect myself too much to argue about it, you know? So we have observe, release, surrender, reconsider, patience, cycle, perspective. Everything that was coming out in the white cards. Let's read it. It's on page 53 if that's symbolic to anyone. That's like Hierophant Empress energy. A new understanding around matters of the heart is waiting to be revealed to you. Be still and observant. Now is not the time to take action. Instead, take a step back and wait. Reflect on this relationship or issue. What is really happening? Release the need or desire to direct the relationship and simply let go with the course of events. When you surrender to the experience, you'll learn a great deal and ultimately get what you truly need. Sometimes it's releasing that we discover, sometimes it's in releasing that we discover what we really need as opposed to what we think we need. Trust in the process, have faith in the journey, and let go of the outcome. Although forward progress may appear to be slow, now is the time for patience. All things come in the appropriate time and cycle. Progress in improving a current relationship or finding a new relationship will happen when the time and energies are right. When you're open and receptive to the needed change, it will happen. During the process of simply observing, you can also gain a new perspective on your situation. How might you think differently about it? Look at your relationship through the eyes of an impartial stranger. What insights might that stranger offer to you? Listen to the observations with an open mind and heart. By taking a fresh look, you'll bring in energies of awareness and transformation. This is your affirmation. I now take a step back and observe my situation in a new light. It almost feels like you have some heart healing to do, and that's why Spirit's telling you to take a step back here. And then we have the heart chakra. Remember I said there were chakra cards. And this is number 4, which is interesting because that's about knowing your worth. That's Emperor energy. That's about knowing your worth. That's about your foundation, your stability, your confidence. Well, heart chakra doesn't have to do with confidence. That's solar plexus. But anyway, green, air, the thymus, the gland, the thymus. Keywords, I love. So what do you love? Parallel to the heart chakra represents unconditional love, compassion, harmony, relationships, and healing. It is believed to be the link between mind, body, and soul. To activate this chakra, take a moment to send from your heart loving, healing energy in the form of blue and green waves, blue for peace, green for healing. Send this to everyone and everything unconditionally. This love will be returned to you for your own healing. So this is what I mean. Instead of trying to get the people in my life instead of trying to argue my point and get them to see my way, I'm releasing them and I'm sending them loving energy and I'm turning that healing inward. And that's a huge part of the healing spiritual journey. Whoops, that card just fell. What card was it? Now I have to look. It's that fear card again. So maybe you're afraid that if you, take a step back, that person or the family or the place that you're taking a step back from won't be meant for you anymore. If it's meant for you, it'll come back. Oh yes, we have Just Breathe here, so I feel like I need to read that. And I'm being called to the song, is it Breathe 2 a.m. by Anna something? You called me because I'm still awake. Something, my latest mistake. I still love him or her. Winter just wasn't my season. Interesting. I wish I knew the words. I can hear it in my head, but you're not in there. Or are you? No, I'm just kidding. When I joined Instagram, several people messaged me, is this really you? I'm like, yes, it's really me. What was I reading? I was going to read 4 of Swords. Hang on, let me find it. Just breathe, step back, reconnect, rest, recharge. So much time and effort can be expended in maintaining a current relationship or in creating new ones that it's easy to forget to just stop and breathe once in a while. This life is not just about connecting with other people. The most important connections you can have are with the divine and with your higher self. This is a good time to take a break from your personal relationships and reconnect with your spiritual self. Set aside a few minutes every day to sit quietly and just be. I've learned how to love my own company. In addition to caring for your spiritual self, look after your physical body. The exercise card. That's magic. Get plenty of sleep, eat healthy foods, and exercise. Treat yourself to a movie or take a walk in nature. Step away from any care around matters of the heart, and just breathe. By taking time for yourself, you'll recharge your emotional batteries and have more energy to invest into your relationships. And it's okay to need a break. It's okay to spend time with yourself. It's okay to tell your friends, I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm going to go lay on my bathroom floor. And if you don't hear from me for a while, that's why. I think I told you guys the other day I was crying in my bathroom on the floor. And I could hear one of my friends messaging me, and I just sent them back a picture of my bathroom ceiling. And I'm like, I'll be back. Anyway, let's see what else you need to know. I don't know what this reading is about, really. Anyway, can I just say, I know that I talk about it in my soul tribe reading, but I grew up in a household where, do I need to read that? Base chakra? Confidence? I'm going to read it. I grew up in a household where if you felt good about yourself, or you were successful, or you know, whatever, you were considered selfish, conceited. So I've been trying to work on like positive affirmations, saying things out loud. I really admire my daughter, you know. Whenever she says, like today, it's her birthday, so she put on this, she's dressed like a Demon Slayer character, and she put on this wig that my sister got her. And she's like, I want to see myself. So I showed her herself, and she's like, oh my gosh, I look so beautiful. And I'm like, I love your confidence. Like, I wish that I'm not going to wish my life away. I have the confidence now. But I'm battling with feeling guilty for feeling good about myself, or like saying nice things about myself. It's like, oh, people will think I'm conceited. And that's how I used to look at people who had confidence. I used to look at them like, they're full of themselves. Oh my gosh, they're so stuck up and full of themselves and conceited. And oh my gosh, when really they just had a good relationship with themselves, and I was jealous of it. Anyway, I can't remember what my point was, but let me see. No, I've covered it with a bookshelf. Hang on. I have a little chakra cheat sheet on my wall, but it's covered. So this is the base chakra, earth energy. Interesting. Anyway, what I was saying is that judgment energy. That's beautiful. I stopped there for a reason, and then we have sun. That is beautiful. It's okay to like yourself. It's okay to think you're beautiful. It's okay to say, you know what? I'm pretty fucking awesome. I'm a catch. It's okay to say things like that. It doesn't make you full of yourself. That's called self-love. That's called knowing your worth. And there's nothing selfish about knowing your worth. Other people might have you believe differently. Blossom, awaken, transform, stretch, possibilities, direction, growth. So it feels like this little just breathe, this break is for your overall well-being. It's for the greater good, the highest good is what I'm hearing. It's on page 69. Quiet, you muggles. That's not what I mean. Matters of the heart are much like flowers. In the bud stage, the relationship is in the state of potential. It requires loving care and attention to help it grow, develop, and bloom. The people involved in the relationship must be willing to trust and open themselves with each other. With the proper amount of nurturing, the relationship will blossom and bring beauty to the lives of those involved. It's time for you to nurture the potential of those relationships. New life and love are waiting for you. You only have to reach out and take hold. Seize the energies of renewal that surround you now and allow yourself to blossom like a beautiful flower. Awaken to the possibility regarding desires of the heart. So after this break, you know, it could be that someone is coming in for renewal. This could be new love. Sometimes we have to shed that old part of ourselves in order to welcome new. I don't know why I'm feeling called to tell you this, but I listened to Magnetize Yourself. And Magnetize Yourself was talking about, specifically, they recently did a reading that was talking about how sometimes the people that we're stuck in those patterns with, those lower vibrational patterns where we're trying to argue our worth and choose me, pick me, sometimes they're meant to be released from our life because there's someone else waiting to come in. And maybe you guys even watched that reading, but yesterday Magnetize Yourself was channeling a collective where one door had to close so that like a soulmate could come in for a lesson. Anyway, I'm feeling called to mention that to you because we have this kind of cocoon stage and then a renewal happening. Remember how I said maybe in the winter this happens because we have like the separation, the cycle, spring, summer, fall. So it could be that after spring, summer, fall, in the winter is when this new cycle begins. Anyway, this is also making me think this, energies are moving and shifting, coming together to give you exactly what you need. Where was it? No, that's not the right. I'm reading the next card. The people involved in this relationship must be willing to trust and open themselves with each other. And if you've got one awakened person and one unawakened person who, doesn't know how to take accountability or doesn't want to take accountability because they want to argue, it's really hard for that to flow. Anyway, to me, this card is saying that awakenings need to happen before, like if this is a renewal, maybe your person has to go through an awakening before this renewal can happen. 555 on the timer, which I'm pretty sure in that reading, she said 555. Anyway, this could also be symbolic of the fact that maybe you needed to close out a cycle in your life so that something new could come in. And let's just get one more. Sun on the bottom, beautiful. Shine. Shine. Oh my gosh, I just realized how much that looks like Kirsten Dunst. Choose your battles. Oh my gosh, I pulled that card last night. Doesn't she look like chick from Jumanji? Jurassic Park? Well, no, she wasn't in Jurassic Park. Scratch that. Just Jumanji. So this is Four of Wands. Oh my gosh. This is Four of Wands. Joy and stability. Happiness, celebration, sharing, renewal. I'm going to read you this. On the bottom of the deck, we have Pick Your Battles. And awaiting results, Seven of Pentacles. So it's like, to me, it feels like Spirit's saying now is not the right time. That, either someone you're connected to needs to be removed or someone you're connected to needs an awakening. Interesting. I'm actually going to read you Pick Your Battles first. Hello, person from Instagram, Emma. Conviction, resistance, defense, evaluate. As much as you'd like, this is insane. As much as you'd like all of your relationships to be harmonious, that is not always the case. Belief and opinions clash, and each person struggles to validate his or her position. Sometimes it's important to take a stand and assert your convictions. However, this attitude may be misread as aggression, and the other person may push back. You then feel the need to justify yourself, which is exactly what I was just talking about. It becomes a cycle of confronting and defending, which can be exhausting and demanding to the relationship. Are you currently engaged with conflicts with others or even with yourself? If so, it's time to evaluate your situation. If you believe strongly in your position and know that the outcome will serve everyone's highest good, then stand your ground. If being the victor is truly not worth the discord, consider letting go. I'm going to be honest, it could be that you need to, this could be that you're holding on to someone like a karmic and that your counterpart is wanting to come in. Or this could be the fact that you need to let your counterpart go in order for there to be union someday. It's like that card was saying, now is not the right time. Now is the time to pick your battles. And if you've ever had a 3-year-old, you know how to pick your battles. I just remember when my kids were that age, that was the best advice I ever got was pick your battles, pick what you want to argue with that 3-year-old about. Anyway, that came out, so I wanted to read about it because I read that 7 of Swords right in the beginning. This is 7 of Wands. And then we have 4 of Wands. So to me, this is confirmation that everything that's happening now is to bring you joy and stability and that sun energy. I don't know why I'm feeling called to something my mother said was, imagine if the person you're meant to be with You're too busy hanging on to that guy. Like, this is when I was like dating this awful person. She said, like, what if the right person for you doesn't see you because you're chasing after that person? I was like, anyway, I was like 21 at the time, but that's what I'm hearing right now. I'm hearing whatever this is, it needs to be cleansed from your life in order to bring in this Four of Wands. Before I read that, I'm just going to read the base chakra. The base or root chakra is situated at the base of your spine and is most closely related to all your earthly issues, such as survival, the physical body, issues of money, safety, shelter. Physical movement strengthens this chakra. Walk, dance, work in the garden, do anything that will get you moving. By energizing this chakra, you strengthen your right to have, and you will be blessed with the loving and supportive relationships that you truly deserve. Get working out. Get an accountability buddy. It's so funny because, like, again, when I start doing these things, I'm like, why isn't everybody doing it? It feels so good. Anyway, Four of Wands, joy and stability. It's on page 143. Spirit loves you, 143. I love you. Like a beautiful summer day, this card brings joyful energy. Take a break or step back, just for now, from any concerns you may have around matters of the heart, and spend some time in happy pursuits, which we were talking about in the beginning. Showing gratitude for the happiness, celebrating the little moments, celebrating your friendships, celebrating your relationship with your higher self, celebrating your confidence. Welcome this warm, sunny energy into your life. Allow it to lift your spirits. Remember the law of attraction, and a high rate of vibration will attract all that you desire. Rejuvenate your relationship by renewing yourself. And remember, the very beginning of the reading, we had keep going. You're almost there. And that's what I was seeing. You're almost there. And it's like you have hands holding under your feet, people or situations, lower vibrational energy trying to keep you down there. You got to fly above them, my friend. Fly, my phoenix, fly. So, do I want to get you anything else? Well, let's just see what advice you need from this deck. Let's see what advice you need. What advice do you need? Why? Why, Spirit? Why? We have solar plexus, self-confidence. Interesting. You have a lot of chakra cards coming out, my friend. You're lit up like a Christmas tree. Have you been doing chakra cleansing? So we have the Lovers in the World for advice. So I'm going to read the World first because I feel like whatever cycle that you're closing out right now is very important when it comes to the love that's coming into your life, the love that's in the future. I'm also seeing choosing yourself, embracing your connection with yourself. You're your own true love. When it comes to love, the universe is smiling upon you at this time. See, even if it feels like it's not, things are shifting and moving. Hidden forces are at work. Energies are moving and shifting, coming together to give you exactly what you need and want. Your efforts to clarify your heart's desires, to be present in current relationships, and to actively manifest new relationships are about to bear fruit. In this moment, you are in the position to achieve all that you have dreamed of regarding matters of the heart. Today and every day, I choose joy. That's your affirmation. Today and every day, I choose joy. Do you know how many people, and I hate to say this, choose to just be miserable? It makes me sad, my family. Your dreams are ready to manifest. World energy. Allow all of the pieces to gently fall into place. Don't resist, just embrace. Your own personal energies are combining to bring a new level of being, you to a new level of being whole and perfect. This will allow your relationships to fall into place beautifully as well. To support this process of integration, work with the concept of having an open and grateful heart. Express appreciation for the many blessings in your life. As you go through your day, be aware of the grace that surrounds you. Grace shows itself in both large and small ways. The larger manifestations of grace may be your family, your health, and your home. However, there are many smaller manifestations of grace that can also be acknowledged. Appreciating the warm sun on your face, the cool breeze flowing through your hair, the lovely flower growing from a crack in a stone wall. By being grateful, you surround yourself with contentment, and through law of attraction, you will welcome more of the same, including more fulfilling relationships. I acknowledge my many blessings, and I am open to receiving my heart's desire. And I was telling you guys about, like, even being appreciative, whatever the word is, of the little bird who, like, got scared of me and fell on his little bum. It was so cute. It made my day. And then we have love. You know, maybe while you're hanging on to the wrong person, not the wrong person, but maybe while you're hanging on to the idea of someone or the idea of an outcome, there's someone else, you know, wanting to come into your energy. Anyway. Six, love. Relate, choose, harmonize, romance, creativity, reconciliation. Take some time to examine your relationships with others as well as yourself. Are you coming from a place of love? It's important to empathize, remain non-judgmental, and love people for who they are. And what was I talking about? That judgment. If not both of you are coming from a place of love and gentleness and empathy, then it's an argument. The same applies to your relationship with yourself. There is an opportunity now to bring your being into a harmonious whole. Forget your faults and rejoice in your perfect uniqueness. It may also be a time to examine the choices you are making regarding matters of the heart. Are you choosing to have people in your life who support and empower you? Surround yourself only with those who encourage you and sustain you and who push you or guide you to be all that you can truly be. This will help you value yourself and raise your vibration to that of unconditional love. And anybody else, stop begging them to choose you. Stop begging them to realize your worth. If they don't see your worth, that's on them. That's not on you. It's not your job to show them your worth. You are amazing. There may also be an opportunity for new romance, or for improving an existing romance, or healing a disharmonious relationship. Seize this energy. Excuse you, bless you, Wally. If you're looking for new romance, make yourself available and open. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't an affirmation that you needed to see. See it and feel it in your life right now. This will raise your vibration to attract a new love to you. If you're looking to improve an existing romance, then maybe it's time to get creative. A weekend getaway, a romantic dinner, or simply telling the person how much you love and appreciate them. To heal a disharmonious relationship, open a dialogue. Let the person know that you value the relationship and want to improve it. And your affirmation, I honor myself as well as others by acting from a place of love. So, I didn't know what was going to come out. That was it. So, I'm going to leave it here, you guys, and I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow. Bye. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Bye.